This is the second edition in of the Teenage Rebellion series, and it is titled Facts About Teenage Rebellion. I want you to see rebellion in this context as disagreement, teenage disagreement. It is the facts responsible for them being in disagreement with parents and with anybody who manages them. Now, there are four issues we want to look at here. The first one is a natural phenomenon. That is the fact one. Natural phenomenon which happens due to the development of what we call prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex is well known in science, and it is responsible for the ability of a child to think, to reason, and to become unique being on his own. Now, unlike before, when they were children, this set of children, called teenagers, they were being, parents used to take decisions for them, think through for them, and process information for them. But now, with the development of the prefrontal cortex, they now have the capacity to do those things by themselves. Prefrontal cortex is located at the forehead, right inside the skull. Forehead, just behind the forehead, that's where you have it. Now, with that in place, what it does is that it helps them to be able to reason on their own instead of parents just passing information to them hook, line and sinker. Now they reason it, they analyze it, they process it themselves. It also develops in them capacity to solve any problem their own way, because they have been able to, they can now analyze, they can now process, and they can now define any issues around them or information. And the third one happens to be comprehension, which means ability to construct their own ideas out of any situation. They form their own judgment, their own opinion out of any situations, and form their own ideas. And the fourth one happens to be creativity. This is the ability in them that makes them to be able to transform information into ideas. Information in this regard could be spoken information, could be acted information, and could be body language information. So they transform it into ideas, make it creative, and they use it to solve problems. And finally, that helps them to persevere. That is the functions of the of the prefrontal cortex. So when that develops in them, the ability that it gives them makes them to have these capacities or capabilities. Then the second fact is that having developed what prefrontal cortex gives to them, then definitely it is time for them to express themselves. It is time for them to show that yes, I can no longer take any information passed down to me hook, line and sinker. Now I want to have my own expression of what I believe, of the information I've constructed, developed, defined, and processed. So they now form their own beliefs about things, their own ideas about things. They make their own preferences, their choices, their judgment, and on, and that is what they use to make their decisions. So for that reason, there will be argument. Third point is that it is time for them to what? For personal identity. So they want to be unique, they want to be different from their parents. So it is time, that is the fourth one, the third fact about it, that they want to be unique. And finally is that having achieved all these three aforementioned, then the last thing is they want autonomy, they want to be independent, they want to take decisions by themselves. So these are the facts that we need to know, that are responsible, that are known about teenage disagreement with parents, guardians, and handlers. So that is the fact we should have at the back of our mind. First of all, I'll see you in the third edition of the series. Thank you.